When building a high-performing software business, you must balance developer autonomy with standardization and governance. You need to let the developers operate in ways that make them as effective and happy as possible, while ensuring that the correct processes and checks are in place. CloudBees CDRO can help you accomplish this. End-user self-service is one of the key elements of CDRO. With this, you can create standardized workflows and ways of operating and build them into templated items in the self-service catalog. This means that for normal operations, developers do not need to interact directly with the platform team, which provides these standardized resources. They can go through the catalog and pick out the needed resources. So for example, as a user, I can go and I can choose a catalog, and I can choose the catalog item that I want, such as creating a new release. And then I can go ahead and fill in the parameters and select whatever options are available. And then just hit OK. And there we go. I now have a new instance. And now I can get back to my tasks now that I have my release. And these catalog items aren't exclusive to things like release pipelines. It can also be used for any sort of automation, like scaffolding out resources like a GitHub repo, provisioning a new Kubernetes cluster, or anything else. While many organizations try and standardize as much as possible in the tool chain to ensure a common way of operating across individual teams, the reality is that different teams often do have different needs. As a result, there needs to be some flexibility. They need to be able to start on the right foot, but make changes where necessary, and add in the specific tools that they're using. For instance, if I want to change out this image security scan, which is currently set to running Anchor, I can swap it out to use one of our plugins like using twist lock. So I can select twist lock, I can check the procedure, then I can go through and make all the configurations that I want. Once I've got my configuration, I can hit save. So now everything is going to keep running as it was, but instead of using the anchor scan, I'm using twist lock. So I'm able to have a little bit of flexibility here, but everything else is going to remain the same. And different teams will have different types of applications. One may use a microservice architecture and another a monolithic architecture. The release process might be identical. It's just a matter of swapping out the individual application model. In this case, I have two different applications. Here I have a microservice application that's deploying into a Kubernetes cluster. And over here, I have a traditional app that's being deployed to VMs. And so the installation process for each of these is totally separate. And yet when I get back to my release pipeline, I can go ahead and just select these two different applications. I could swap one or I could include them both. And whenever it hits one of these deploy steps, it's then going to run the appropriate application install process for those two given applications. And so this means we can design one standardized approach that works for any type of application. Just about everything in the platform is configurable as code, allowing teams, both application and platform, to define and manage their configurations in their code repositories. While the UI-driven approach is always there and easy to use, sometimes you want a code-first approach to take advantage of the regular development workflows, where you can create pull requests so that someone else is taking a look and approving it before anyone applies a change. This is particularly useful when changing templates and other resources that many end users will use. Also, you can lock down permissions so that most people can't edit these shared resources and can only make those changes through pull requests. When you achieve the right balance of developer flexibility and standardization, teams can work at high levels of productivity, since they can pick what they want and let the platform take care of the rest, and let them focus on writing their application code. If they need to tweak their exact needs, they can. Otherwise, they don't need to think about it.